Take Live. I am Monica May. We're in Orlando, Florida. And as I always say, I like to let you know where home is for me right now. We've got a wonderful show for you this evening. It's all about entertainment in some fashion or form. We're going to hit the stage at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center for a soul festival. It's Reconnect, and it is being put together by Cece Teneal and her friends. Now, how does it sound when you put Osteen, mix it with a little bit of Tampa, get some Detroit in there, throw some Sanford, and how about some D-Land? Oh, you come up with some phenomenal talent. And we're catching Cece Teneal on the road, and we're going to talk to the songstress about how this idea came into your limelight and what we can expect next Friday.
Hey, Miss Monica, thank you so much for having me. I am so grateful, always so grateful for you and everything that you do to support me with what I'm doing in Orlando. So we're talking about Reconnect and how that idea came to mind. We battled so much going through COVID-19, and people kept asking me to do a show, but I knew that it couldn't be just any show. It had to be something that was special. And so the opportunity presented itself for me to bring along some of my friends that are amazing entertainers as well, because we want to give what we can to the community. We want to give them music. We want to give them music. We want to give them love in the form of music, hope in the form of music, compassion and consideration, all in the form of music. And so what better way to do that than, like I say, under the stars at the Dr. Phillips Center in the center of Orlando, our city. So that's where it came from.
It is so beautiful. And when she called me a couple of months ago, she didn't have a name for it. She just said, I just want it to be big. And it is going to be big. With us tonight, we have one of the singers, and that is the lady from Detroit. That is none other than the beautiful Miss Carmen Harrell. How are you, my sister?
Hello, ladies. I'm doing awesome. I'm happy to be here.
Good. So what was the conversation like when you called Carmen to ask her to be a part of Reconnect, the Soul Festival?
Well, if anybody knows me, I kind of voluntold people.
True.
I said, Carmen, I'm doing this show and you're on
it.
And you said what, Carmen?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to say no to Cece about anything, because Cece has always had my back ever since I've been in Florida, which has been about 16 years. And I came from Detroit here with a little girl with a dream. She had my back since then, and she's helped me out so much, and I would never say no to her.
So tell me about that dream that you had coming down from Detroit.
Well, I graduated from college, and don't do the math, guys. I graduated from college, and then I came down here to work at an internship at a recording studio. And then I went to the AKA Lounge, met Cece, and saw her doing such amazing things with Soul Commotion. And I was just singing open mic there, and she was looking for a background singer, and she asked me to audition, and then the rest is history. And from there, my career just like soared just from that AKA Lounge. I mean, it was like making $25 every Sunday.
Yeah.
I remember that vibe. That was a whole vibe that we had here in this community. Yes.
I would never forget Carmen saying, "Do right,
woman,
do right, man."
Yeah.
Franklin that night, and I said, "Wait a minute."
Cece, how did you choose the other singers who are going to be performing with you that evening?
Monica, what happened is 2020 to me, and Carmen, you can feel free to jump in whenever you want to. 2020 for me was set up to be like my breakout year. I had so many gigs on the books. I was, like, you know what? This is going to be it. This is going to be that push that pushes me over the edge, as far as exposure and, income, etc. And so when I started looking around, there were some other ladies that I know were experiencing the same thing. Carmen was one of those ladies. Nina was one of those ladies. Yoshi was one of those ladies. And so I said, what better way to reconnect the community than to reconnect them to these artists that are, the next ones to go to the next level. So that's really what my driving force was behind them. And bundled into the show, these artists that are working, that are on this show, they're going to walk away with produced video for them to utilize for promotional reasons. We did a photo shoot for this. I have opportunities to do press appearances and things of that nature. I'm hoping that they get introduced to a different clientele than they've ever been exposed to. And I know for me, in 2015, I did my Aretha Franklin tribute show at the Dr. Phillips Center, and it changed the trajectory of my career totally. I don't even really perform in Orlando as much as I used to. I'm traveling outside of Orlando and outside of Florida and outside of the country, all because I was on that stage. I have that on my resume. So I'm just hoping to be able to lend that same thing to them.
What makes it so, and Carmen, you can probably answer this as well, what makes it so that you are so confident in your own talent that you would even choose to share the stage with a Yoshi and a Nina Sky and even Dave Stewart? Those are some of the other performers that evening.
Well, confidence is really what I've learned is comparison is an act of violence against oneself. And when you start trying to think about yourself and how great they are, then you're really doing yourself a disservice, because there's only one you. And what we all have to give is so special and so unique. That you have to just believe in that. Is everyone's talent is just so valuable and necessary. And so I'm excited to be a part of all this and sing with some amazing, amazing singers I look up to and learn from all the time. I mean, it's just amazing how you can watch someone and say, okay, I'm taking that. That's great. Just kind of like they say, iron sharpens iron. So that's how I feel about being around these women. It's like, okay, they sharpen in me, and I love to see my sisters shine like that, especially Cece. She's like that. She loves to see other people shine, and that's one of the things I love most about her.
And so, Cece, what gives you that that draw where you can be confident enough to share the stage with the other singers as well?
It's a couple of things, Monica. One of the things being, it doesn't dim my light to let somebody else shine, because there's enough space for a lot of stars in the sky.
Yes.
Okay. That's number one. But number two, I have had some success, right? I have traveled extensively and mastered the art of building relationships, which has yielded me the opportunity to be in places that people say, how did she get there? Right. Mm-hmm. And I feel like what is the reason I have such a fire is because I didn't have a more seasoned singer that said, hey, watch yourself. Hey, this is what you should do. Hey, have you tried that? And I always said that if I got to a position, to a place where I could reach out and help somebody and reach down and pull somebody up, not that anybody's beneath me, but you know what the analogy that I'm getting. If I can ever reach out and pull somebody and pull them along with me, I'm going to do that, because I didn't have that luxury. I wasn't afforded that. I had to find it all out on my own, bumping my head, cutting my lips on my teeth. I had to find out that way. And so if I can use my experience to help someone else, then I'm always going to do that.
I noticed that about you when you hosted an event at CB Bistro where you invited other singers, just other entertainers in period, and you just wanted to share part of yourself. Carmen was a part of that as well. That was the first time I got a chance to meet her, got a chance to hear her last Christmas or the Christmas before COVID over at the Guardian Care when we sang Christmas carols. And y'all know I talk for a living, but you still invited me to come. And so I lip synced, okay, while Carmen and Cece and the rest of the crew just really did it up. And we brought joy to people. And that's what your music does, ladies. You bring joy to so many when you open your mouth. We were just at an event together that I moderated for the Orlando Realtors. And when I found out that Cece was on the bill, it was just like, oh, this is going to be an easy peasy case tonight, because you know that that's what people are looking forward to. How have you all made the transition from 2019 to now? Because I know business was slow, but did it give you a chance to get to know you better, work on your skills? What did you do to keep yourself sustained during COVID?
I mean, I'll let Carmen answer. I think for me, it gave me the opportunity to recognized that I had more skills than just singing. I knew that, but I never had to depend on them, right? I always knew that in the back of my pocket, I could pull out singing. But with COVID-19, I didn't have singing in my back pocket. I couldn't pull it out. So I had to realize, what other gifts and talents do I have that I can have singing as an addition, but not as the only.
All right. Okay, Carmen, what about you? What did COVID do for you, for your career?
For my career, I would say much the same as Cece. I was able to discover some other passions that I have. So I was just looking into that as well. And I think it gave me a rest, because I've been so blessed that I have so much work and so many different things that I do, different bands, and of course. But it gave me a rest, and I realized that I need to have a work-life balance. So I just now I'm thinking I need to balance it a little bit better. Like today is my first day off in 7 weeks, because COVID happened, and then all of a sudden work is there. So I think I'm still learning that, but I think I just learned I need to spend more time with those who will be the most to me in my life, because you can just work yourself to death. But really, what am I doing to build relationships with people who mean the most to me, I guess.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to two wonderful ladies who are part of Reconnect. It's a community soul festival coming to the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. The front yard is really where it's going to be held, and it's next Friday, which is the 28th, if I'm correct. And when Cece asked me, she said, well, could you just come on stage for a minute? Could you just, I was just overwhelmed by that. So thank you for including me. Yeah. Thank you for including me. This has been home for me since maybe 1990 something, the latter part of the 90s. And then I moved to Houston, Texas. I was asked to come back here by Cox Media. And in coming back, I just knew, I've never come back to the same market more than once. So it's got to be some lessons or some reconnections I'm supposed to really focus on. And I have to tell you, the last 14 years since I've been back have been the best years of my life. Now, no longer working in radio, but still using that energy, that connection, that ability to communicate, and just the ability to draw people. That's who he made me. And I think that's what you'll find that evening, next Friday, that these are 4 women and 1 guy, plus Soul Commotion, who all have a journey, a path. And while they may be separate, we're coming together as one that night, and we're inviting you all to be with us. Cece, tell them about the last round of tickets that are still available. It's a community affair, guys, so it's affordable.
Yes, so I was fortunate enough to have some amazing sponsors, and I hope you don't mind if I say who they are, Monica. But I have an amazing list of sponsors: 26 Health, Abercrombie, PA, Orlando Regional Realtors Association, Care Plus Health Plan, Twisted Fruit Drinks, One Slice Missing, Elevate Body Sculpting, Pat's Delectable Delights, C&S Cleaning Services, Ari Artistry, Juana Estelle. And I'm probably missing some, but these are the people that came together and said, we want to see this happen. So we're going to lend our talents, and we're going to give a check, okay, to make sure that this happens. So I really appreciate that. But because of the amount of sponsorship that we've had, I was able to drop all the rest of the tickets that are available to just $20.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? I just really want to encourage everybody. I have family that's coming in town that night, and I'm trying to crisscross my pod to make sure that I can get them in. I'll stand on the outside of it, or I'll buy a seat to sit down somewhere else. But I wanted to make sure that they could be here for that. When we talk about Reconnect, it's going to be like a fun-filled family night almost, but just a way for you to really just showcase what talent is really about here. That night, again, Yoshiana, Nina Sky, Dave Stewart will be performing. Cece Teneal, of course. Carmen Harrell. But my boys from Soul Commotion. We got to wrap this up. So I'm going to give you the last word, Cece.
Listen, Orlando and surrounding areas, we are so excited to reconnect with you. This is our opportunity to share with you our gift that God has given us, the gift of music, the universal language. We're bringing together phenomenal singers. We're bringing together community arts. We're bringing the Believe Dance Academy, Roberto S. Dance Studio, Inez Patricia School of Dance. We're bringing people together on a stage in the middle of our city so that we can share with you, share hope with you, share love with you, share joy with you by using the gift that we have, which is music. And I'm going to thank you in advance because I already know that Orlando is going to show up and show out for us. So thank you in advance. And thank you, Monica. Thank you for giving us this platform and supporting independent local music for all the years that you have been here. We appreciate you greatly.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm looking forward to having some of you come back by CB Bistro. George and I just love you ladies both. So whenever you get a free moment, because I know it's getting ready to get tight again because the world is opening up. But just, don't forget us here, okay? Love you, ladies. Cece, okay. Have a wonderful weekend. Carmen, thanks for taking a moment. Ladies, we can't wait to reconnect with you next Friday at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. It's a community soul festival. Tickets are still available. For more information, you can go to Orlando. She's got it up there right now.
ReconnectOrlando.com.
ReconnectOrlando.com. Ladies, thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. All right, now next up, I told you it's going to be a night of entertainment. You just heard from Cece Teneal, Carmen Harrell from Reconnect, a community soul festival. Well, now get set. Orlando has an international film festival on the way. And here to talk more about that is Dr. Florence Alexander. She is a writer. She is so many things. Howard University as well was on her yes. bio that is 5 or more pages long. I love this lady and all the energy that she brings and just how she loves learning and teaching.
Yes.
How are you, Dr. Flo?
Hi, Monica. It's so nice to be on this wonderful program of yours to talk about the Orlando International Film Festival. We're bringing it here to Orlando with a star basketball player, John Starks. We have John Starks' original premiere movie. So you all get ready for the New York Knicks basketball star, John Starks. We have his movie at the Orlando International Film Festival at the Enzion Theater.
And along with the documentary or the film about John Starks' yes. life, you've got some other films. What are those?
Oh, Think and Grow Rich. Who has not heard of Napoleon Hill? We have a premiere film, Think and Grow Rich. So if you all want to know how you build wealth, just come to our film festival, May the 24th through 28th at the Enzion Theater. In fact, this coming Monday, come on up.
What are we doing? So now, okay, so that's when it starts. What gave this? Yes. What gave you this idea to do this?
Well, I had a movie called Harry T. Moore. And if you all don't know who he is, he was one of the first African-American martyrs in Florida. He registered 116,000 people to vote even before they could vote. And I did a movie on him and won an award. Once I won that award, I said, I can do a film festival in Orlando. So I started my Orlando International Film Festival. And we've been here ever since. We're 3 years old, and we have 150 films from 35 countries.
And this has been going on for the last
3 years.
Wow, this is
3
wonderful.
years.
This is wonderful. So we've got to do more to get the word out about what you're doing, because yes. this is going to be great. You've got the Wealth Seminar with Dr. James Dentley. You've also yes. got shooting the John Starks story. The workshop, you'll get a chance to meet John Starks. Yes. and also the exciting panel discussions that'll be going on. The filmmakers networking, we're showing all of that on screen as well. And this all takes place at the Sheraton Orlando North Hotel.
And the Enzion Theater. And Monica mentioned Dr. James Dentley. I know you all know him, a wealth builder. Started from the very early beginnings, and now he's a multimillionaire, and he is our title sponsor. And Dr. James Bentley will have a wealth seminar, and he will have it Tuesday afternoon at the Sheraton to teach all of us how to become wealthy.
We need that. We need that. We need that for our families to create that wealth. We needed to be able to talk to our young people about the importance of developing wealth also. So, Dr. Florence, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I would love to think in terms of my mother, who gave me the mentorship, where she told me to be the best that I could be. In fact, be better than your best, Florence. And from a little girl, I had a mother who told me I could be anything I wanted to be, but I had to apply myself. And I want every young person on Monica's viewership to understand, in order to develop yourself, you have to apply yourself. You have to go to school, you have to work hard, you have to mind your parents, and you have to understand that you have role models all around you. A lot of times people say we don't have role model. Monica's a role model. Your mother's a role model. I'm a role model. Everybody's a role model because we all wish you well. So I want you to understand your responsibility to really love yourself, understand the gifts that God has given you, and understand that you could be anything you want to be, but it is your responsibility to apply yourself.
You know, we talk about that when we do what my nonprofit is named, and that is Let's Spill the Tea. We did our first tea since COVID this past Sunday. We always do it a week after Mother's Day, and then we do one for fathers and daughters a week after Father's Day. So this year it'll be June 27th. But that's the one thing that we try to share with them. And sometimes, Dr. Flo, moms who haven't had that poured into them don't know how to pour that into their girls. Yeah. And you can truly see what difference that makes. So they can get it, like you said, through a role model, through perhaps a teacher. But the moment they hear something negative, it's amazing how that sticks with them, that you're never going to be anything. You remind me of so and so and so. Get out of here, dude. You know, so let's talk a moment about the power that's in our tongue, the things that come out of our mouths. Evil, bad, good. Let's talk about that.
It's very important. You have to think in terms of positive things in your life. You have to think in terms of problem resolutions. You have to think in terms of what tools will you have within yourself to confront the evil spirits that are all around you. You have to love yourself. You have to understand that it's your responsibility, the temple that God gave you, to take care of it. You have to have excellent health habits. You have to exercise. You have to get plenty of sleep. You have to get plenty of nutrition coming into your body and build this temple. And then you have to apply yourself and learn how to be a worthwhile human being. You have to understand just to be kind to people. You have to understand that you have to say thank you. Excuse me, please. All of these things go a long way. But most important, you have to believe in yourself, have a dream, plan for that dream, and apply yourself and do the things in life that will make your dream come true. Because you have a responsibility to make your dream come true. And don't believe anybody who says that you cannot. Throw that word out of your vocabulary. There's no such thing as can't. You think in terms of I can do it, I will do it, and anything I can think, I can achieve. And anything I can believe, I can achieve. look at you with my book. And I told Monica the next tea that she has for those wonderful girls that she's devoted her life to help, I'm going to give each and every one of you a complimentary book, and I will sign that book for you so you can see how I live my life based on the guidance and the mentorship and the love that my mother and father gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, you don't have to have a birth mother or a birth father. You latch on to that adult who pours into you.
That
like
is so
Monica. Like Monica.
That is so true. If you are just tuning in, the one and only Dr. Florence Alexander is with us, and we're talking about the Orlando International Film Festival. It begins this Monday. The films will be shown at the Enzion, and the face-to-face talks with the likes of former Nick player John Starks, and we have Dr. James Dentley. Well. Yes, they're going to have those conversations over at the Sheraton Hotel. I wanted to thank you all for just always, whenever Dr. Flo has an event, folks come up. They come up and they come out. They want to find out more about what you're doing. She is such a positive force in our community. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And what more can we say about it other than we're asking you to just
what I'd like to do is tell people how they can get a ticket.
Why don't you do that?
International Film Festival.org. Easy way to get to it is the abbreviation OIFF.US. OIFF.US. Or you can call me personally, 407-682-6744. I'd love to hear from any of you who are viewing Monica's wonderful, wonderful program.
That is so funny. I think Dr. Flo and myself are probably the only ones that give out our personal number. and then
absolutely.
And then we answer it. I got to tell you that we do answer it. Years ago at a church in Eatonville, we had a service there. We did it at Macedonia, I believe. Yes, at Macedonia, where you presented us with the Barack Obama
Life Center. I presented Monica with Barack Obama's President Lifetime Achievement Award. She so well deserved it. And it was my honor to present it to this wonderful, giving young lady.
And so there were so many people there that evening, and it was just a wonderful event. And that's why I say, whenever Dr. Flo is doing something, you've got to be in the house for it, because you're going to learn, you're going to laugh, you're going to meet celebrities. She's talking about next year already during the AKA Boulé, and I think that's going to be wonderful. That is this year in July in Orlando. So next year here in Orlando is what I was saying.
Kamala Harris, our vice president, is an AKA, and we hope to get her at the Orlando International Film Festival to talk to us about helping you. She's all about helping you to develop yourself, to be the best that you could be. So I look forward to your coming to our 2022 Film Festival. It's going to be at the AMC Theater, Disney. So please come and bring all of the mothers, bring your husbands, your children, bring everybody. Let's just have a good time.
Dr. Flo, how's Dr. Stanley doing?
Dr. Stanley, my wonderful husband of 45 years, is doing fine, ladies. And Monica tells me the importance of having a companion, a spouse. So those of you who don't have one, try to find one, because when you get into the senior years that I am, it's really nice to have a man next to you who can help you.
That is so true. Yes. I waited quite a while before I did that, but there were so many other things that I was pursuing. Yes. I wanted to make sure that I had slowed down enough so that person could become my center, my next person, my person that's right on my side. So thank you very much for that advice as well. Dr. Florence Alexander, get set for the Orlando International Film Festival. It begins on Monday, and you can find out more by going to the orlandofilmfestival.org, and that is the website for that information. Again, May 24th through the 28th at the Enzion Theater, Orlando International Film Festival.org. Dr. Flo, thank you so much for being on with us this evening.
It is truly my honor and pleasure always to be with you, Monica. She is the queen of Orlando, please.
Thank you so much. Love you so much, Dr. Flo. I'll send the check.
Love you more. Love you more.
Thank you for watching another edition. Happy Thursday. Have a wonderful evening. Again, I'm Monica May. This is One Take Live.